We continue with business AS level market research. Today we want to focus on the type of research we have. Now, as soon as data, we talked about database where all information is being stored through the file. So as soon as all this information, all these data are collected, either through the desk, which is secondary, or through the field, which is primary, we can classify them to be quantitative or qualitative. So why is it qualitative and why is it quantitative? We get to know. Yeah, quantitative and qualitative research. Data collected through desk and field research can be either quantitative or qualitative in nature. We go to qualitative research. For qualitative research, it involves the collection of data about attitudes, beliefs, and intention. So we call it qualitative research because it talks about your point of view, things that you cannot see, but your intuition, your feelings, about your attitude, things that you believe it's true. This is what qualitative research is about. Your own opinion, your mindset. So when you gather information that it's about things you see from people, like maybe through the interviews or the focus group, these are about attitude of people, behavior of people, how people behave, how they do, how they act. If this is information you need, it is qualitative. Do you get it or not? I'm going to explain again. We call it qualitative because it involves beliefs. It involves behavior of people. Oh, students in grade 10, what do they do? This is how they behave. Yes. This is qualitative. So qualitative research is about one's attitude, your belief, your intuition, your intentions, what you do, why you do them. These are what qualitative research is about. So here they said, focus groups and interviews are common methods used to collect qualitative data. An example of qualitative research could be face-to-face interviews with 100 purchasers or buyers of new Land Rover discoveries to find out why they prefer this product to similar four-wheel drive vehicles sold by other car manufacturers. The information collected through qualitative research is usually regarded as being open to a high degree of interpretation. So, it is qualitative because we are asking why, what, how.
When.
We are asking about these things.
Yes.
So you've made a decision. Why did you make such decision? This is qualitative. But for qualitative research, it has different interpretation. So when you say your opinion, or when you give me the reasons why you do such, your reasons the interpretation I'm going to give to your reason might be different from the interpretation someone else is going to give to your reason. So there's different interpretation when it comes to qualitative research. So the meaning I'm going to give to something, the meaning I'm going to give to your explanation might be different from the meaning he or she is going to give, the meaning she's going to give. That is the point they're making, that the information collected through qualitative research is usually regarded as being open to a high degree of interpretation. So what does this mean? This means that there are often disagreements within businesses about the significance and importance of qualitative research data. So we will not agree because your understanding about the concept is different from my own understanding. So because we have different understanding on how this information is being gathered, and because we have different interpretation on this information or this data, then we won't agree. There will be conflicts. My point of view will be different from your own point of view. I might see it as 6, you might see it as 9. Do you get it? So there's not always going to be agreement between businesses because this research are about intentions, they are about belief, they are about attitude. Now that's why we call it qualitative. So it's about why did you do this? Why did you choose that? You have your reasons. He's going to have his own reasons. She's going to have her own reason. So these are all about qualitative research. Is it clear? Yes. So when we're talking about research, we know we have primary research and secondary research. Either primary or secondary, they can either be qualitative or quantitative. It could be primary research and quantitative. It could be primary research and qualitative. It could be secondary research and quantitative. It could be secondary research and qualitative. So it doesn't mean that if it is primary, it cannot be qualitative or quantitative. It can be either of the two. It's qualitative clear. Then we go to quantitative. For quantitative research, it involves measurements. Now, we are quantifying through statistics. So let's read anyway. Quantitative research involves the collection of data that can be measured. In practical, this usually means the collection of statistical data, such as sales figures and market share. So when you look at sales figure, that means the value of what you have sold, the value of what customers have bought. This is number. These are numbers. Yes or no? So these are quantitative. Your market share, the percentage of your brand sale in the industry, in the market, what your brand is selling, the total value of what your brand has sold in the whole market. Oh, ABC school. What is the value of ABC school in all the international educational industry? So this is what we call quantitative research. So example is about the sales figure, that's the value of your sales or your market share. These are figures. They are measurable in terms of ratio or in terms of percentage. That's why we call it quantitative. Survey and the use of government publications are common methods of collecting quantitative research data. An example of quantitative research would be a survey of four-wheel drive vehicle owner in Bavaria to establish where they live, their ages, occupation, incomes, and gender. The information collected through quantitative research is usually regarded as being open to less interpretation than that collected through qualitative research. For quantitative research, the difference between quantitative and qualitative research is this. For qualitative research, it has different interpretation, qualitative. But for quantitative, it is less interpreted. Why? Because they are figures. Figures don't lie. It's different from your opinion about things. Oh, this is what I think. This is what I feel. This is what I think. What you think might not be what I'm thinking. And this comes with quantitative or qualitative, which means it might be full of bias. It might not be objective. But for quantitative, because they are figures, we measure them, we count the numbers. 1 to 10 is 1 to 10. 1 to 9 is 1 to 9. 19% is 19%. 19.5% is 19.5%. So your 19.5% is going to be the same as my 19.5%. This is what quantitative research is about. So the interpretation is almost the same. It is open. Do you get the difference here?
Yes.
For secondary research, or for secondary or primary research that is quantitative, the interpretation is open because they are about numbers. They can be measured. But for qualitative, it is difficult to measure. It is about opinion, it's about belief, it's about intention, it's about attitude. So you cannot measure these things, you cannot quantify them. As a result, the interpretation that surrounds them are not always going to be the same. So that's the difference between quantitative and qualitative research. Do you understand now? Research is about finding out things, getting information, seeking information, gathering information. And when you gather this information, you might need to store them. Where do you store them? In a database. So, what are those things you are storing in the database? They could be secondary, they could be primary. We call it primary research because it's about the field, first-hand research. We call it secondary because it's about information of the past. Someone has gathered this information. You are just using the information to base your next research or to make your decision. That is secondary. That's why we call it field research. So for primary or secondary, they can either be quantitative or qualitative. For qualitative, we're talking about face-to-face interview, getting information from people, opinion about things, focus group. These are qualitative. And for quantitative, it's about measurement. I think it's clear.